Okay, everyone, welcome to Unity Spiritual Center in Lower Lake. And now, will you please mute your sound as I welcome Angelika Schafer. She's an ordained interfaith minister, and we're so happy to have you here, Angelika, with us this morning to begin our service with an opening prayer. Thank you, Angelika.
Thank you, Barbara, and everyone, Heather, Tina, and Unity Clear Lake, everyone who is going to watch this in the future. Just blessings, deep, deep blessings. And I want to do it a little bit differently with the prayer. I will start out with the beautiful wisdom from Mike Dooley, and their messages from the universe. And then I will go into some healing mantras. They are ancient Sanskrit healing sounds. And you can just let these sounds wash over you and just relax and let go of everything. Just even if it's not familiar, it can take you to new places if you're open. And it's kind of like a musical hug and a blessing. And so just let the mind disengage, and you don't have to understand the meaning of the words in order to receive the healing power of these words and sounds. Somebody wise said that the future of medicine is through sound and light. And, Tesla said that if you want to understand the nature of the universe, you just think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So, Mike Dooley, it is not the day you have to manage, but the moment. It is not the dragon you have to slay, but the fear. And it is not the path you have to know, but the destination. Purushottama Paramatma Shri Param Jyoti Bhagavati Samhita Shri Param Jyoti Bhagavati Samhita Om Bhurrbhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayaro Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we can keep this vibration with us. We can let it run underneath the mind, underneath everything we do, and let it be like a sound carpet that, like a magic carpet, carries us through the day.
Yes, yes, Angela. I look forward to having that experience again on the recording later. Oh my gosh. No, I have chills everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. All right, then let's just go ahead now with some announcements, brief announcements, because our newsletter, of course, our July schedule will be coming out in just a few days as June ends. So just to remind you that the church is open on the first and third Sundays. That's July 5th and July 19th when Patricia will be there, and several other of us will be there, and look forward to seeing you there. Okay, and of course, well, donations. I guess the Unity is grateful for all donations. P.O. Box 755, Lower Lake, California 95457. So, as we continue here, I would like you to think about our invocation affirmation. And this is who we are. First, there is only one presence and one power active in my life, God the Good, omnipotent. And then there is only one presence and one power active in Unity Clear Lake Center, God the Good, omnipotent. And finally, there is only one presence and one power active in our world, God the good, omnipotent. And so, as we go on to the 5 basic ideas of unity, this is the basic foundation of unity. First, God is absolute good, everywhere present. 2, human beings have a spark of divine spirit within them, the Christ consciousness within. Therefore, they are inherently good. 3, human beings create their experience by the activity of their thinking. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. 4, prayer is the process that affirms our connection with God mind and brings forth wisdom, healing, and everything good. And 5, knowing and understanding universal laws, also called truth, are not enough. A person must also live the truth that he or she knows. And now, Angelika is going to take us on a thrilling ride. Thank you, Angelika.
Thank you, Barbara. Beautiful readings. So I want to start out with a song that I just really love. It's called Oceans. It's by Hillsong United. And it very much speaks about my journey, but probably most of our journey, whether we know it or not. It's that I spoke before we started the service about developing a greater trust. And what that requires is that we see first where we're not trusting, or let's say the inner child that experienced trauma and hardship is not able to trust, and it's kind of in the very center of the onion of the subconscious. And to allow that to be seen, it can be scary because all it wants is to survive. It wants to hang on. And so this song speaks to that, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And all of humanity is in that place right now. We are not where we used to be. We're not where we've ever been. That's the title of my talk. And we are just in a totally new place. And we can react with fear and just being freaked out and focus on all those scary things we see in the news. Or we can choose to go deeper into trust, deeper into what's real, our true nature, source, love, intelligence, beauty. We can focus there. It's not to deny what is going on, but we're not leaning into it. We're not giving it our allegiance. We watch it, we do our part, whatever we can do, and we hold a space for new possibilities. And so I want to start with oceans. You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. where feet may fail and fear surrounds me. You've never failed, and you won't start now. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my path will be made stronger in the presence of your love. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of your love. You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. And this song very much speaks to that connection. You know, since we are in form, we really need a personal connection to the divine. It's not, for most of us, it's not so abstract, you know, because the divine source, intelligence, is both unmanifest, which is the quantum potential, just a field, the field where all arises from. And it is that where there is no form, nothing to see. Maybe it's the black light. But then it breathes out and creates itself in infinite ways to explore itself, to love itself. So we are that part of that out breath. And so creator, universe, love light wants to explore itself in all these different aspects. We are the whole already, but we're playing a part so that exploration can happen. It's like in a movie when we are, you know, looking at the screen. The movie is already filmed. It's all whole, complete in the can, so to speak. But we're watching it frame by frame as we're in this life, in this world. And through this frame by frame, with the illusion of time and space and the linear projection, we actually have a beautiful story and a beautiful exploration. And we love watching movies because we are in this movie of life actually the actor. We are the story, the one that produced the film. We're the director. We're all the actors, and we're the one that watches it. That's pretty mind boggling. But it is closer to the truth than thinking I'm just this little player in this movie that I feel is all there is. It isn't. But the steps are valuable. So I found recently in my life a new challenge that came out of the blue. I had no idea that this type of challenge would appear on my journey, but I'm embracing it very fully and I see the blessings in it. And it's quite remarkable because it's taking me to places where I haven't gone before. And it's a challenge that was needed to open up the deepest exploration. And I know that I'm already whole and complete, but the journey and the exploration have value. And those of us who are Star Trek fans, I love that. I just love it. I've seen it many times. And they have that motto where no man has gone before. We will explore new worlds, new frontiers. And what they are doing is they want to expand in consciousness. They want to learn about new worlds, new possibilities, and not interfere. That was the prime directive. Do not interfere with cultures and planets and systems that are developing in their own place. They only help when it's appropriate. And maybe humanity right now is on in such a point of where we need help. And I personally, this is just my own a sense that we are being helped tremendously because we are at one of those points of some divine intervention is necessary. And I feel it's really here. But that's just my feeling. So, in the Hindu cycles, they talk about 26,000 year cycles where it goes through different stages. Kali Yuga, which is a very dark time when the Earth and our solar system is the furthest away from the central sun, the central light. So not very much light comes into our system, and so consciousness, of course, correlates with that. Consciousness is quite low and quite dark. But we are changing, we're shifting ages right now. So Sat Yuga is the age of truth, where mankind walks and talks with God, where we are liberated, and we don't even imagine that all of that stuff, sickness and fear and strife and conflict and pollution, none of that would even exist. But we're still sharing and exploring in a physical dimension with each other the love that of that creator source. Wouldn't that be amazing? So, for those of us who really wish for that, I believe we will experience that. But again, like this journey that I'm on, this challenge, the journey is so valuable, and the challenge brings so many gifts. Without the challenge, I wouldn't grow. I wouldn't go deeper. And there is so much to still see. So to me, it's not scary. It's just a new assignment in a way that will benefit myself and others. So I wanted to show you something. Um, on my morning walk, see, nature talks to me very much, but on my morning walk, I found this in the nature out, and it is the skin of a snake. And I love snakes. I totally love them. They come to me. They touch my feet. I'm in love with snakes. But maybe it's because I was born in the year of the snake. But this is a skin of a snake that I had met some weeks ago in that same spot up on the mountain. And the message was, so clear. I mean, nature, I love it. It just speaks to me all the time with these symbols. And the message was so clear of just shed the old skin, so to speak. Release all the old stuff that is still stuck in the mind because it's been programmed into us for eons. Collectively, for eons, humanity has suffered and been in fear and stress and worry. And whether that is by design, by some other agenda beings, who knows? But now, it's like collectively and individually, we can choose to get out of that and just shed that old mindset. So the message was so beautiful. And I was like, oh, thank you. I was so joyful to find this gift. And so what does our suffering teach us? It's a really, really good exploration. And it's really about our own effort, our isolated effort that comes from a helpless place, effort to change how we are, to change the mind. I'm not saying the mind won't change, but it won't change from that level, from that place of trying to effort to make it change, to fix it. So, the mind, the collective mind is ancient. It's an ancient mind. It's been around forever. It's not real. All the content of it is just stories, but we've taken them for real and we've lived them as if they are real. And then we try to change the story. But if we can step back and watch and see the stories, there's nothing wrong with them. But it's about not identifying with it and not saying, I am that. I am sick. I am, broke. I am all these things. Not to identify, just to watch the story unfold itself. And to stay relaxed and calm and trusting. And through this recent challenge in my life, I've seen some deeper layers of where the inner child was still not able to trust. And that is where I need to look. So I'm really believing in seeing what is there, because if I don't see it, I cannot offer it up. So the little self cannot change it. That's why I can't fix it. But if I offer it up to that greater whole that I am a part of, the source, the love itself, it guides me step by step to a greater truth and to a greater ability to release what is no longer true, what is no longer needed, what is really outdated. So again, it's all about trust and developing a deeper relationship with our very own divine. And it really doesn't matter what picture we give it. That great compassionate source, love, light, has all of the saints and sages. Everybody is a part of that. Our higher self is a part of that. But since we're in a physical world where we need relationships in order to develop, in order to share, in order to learn about love and truth, we need a relationship with that higher self, with that higher power, with that. It's in a way our potential that is already there. We're already there in this unimaginable place of beauty and wholeness. But we're still in a journey where we're step by step realizing it, realizing what is already there. And so it's very, very powerful, the exploration. There is nothing wrong with it, even if it brings pain and hardship and whatever else. But it is about trusting and about developing that relationship. So you can see that source as a best friend. You can relate to it as a mother, father, if that's what comforts you, or as a beloved. In a way, it doesn't matter as long as it fills your heart, as long as it's a way that you can relate and communicate. So it's in a way like talking to oneself, but I talk all day long to my beloved, it's kind of so fun and so loving and so beautiful that it feels like an interactive play now. I used to feel alone and isolated, and now I'm like just so in love because that divine beloved has become alive, even though I don't see it as a physical form right next to me. I can still hold its hand. I can still sing, let it sing through me. I can I can just as soon as I put my awareness and attention on that, it's there. It's active and alive in me. And I am that. Words they are very limited, and they are not necessarily, um, what do you, well, how would I say that? They're not necessarily so accurate in these realms that I'm talking about, but they're pointers. They can point to what is true. And since we're still using words for a little while longer, I will do my best to make them as clear and as accurate as possible. So there is a story I recently heard on a podcast from a Buddhist nun. She is a hospice nurse. And when she first started in that field of being a hospice nurse, her very first patient was a woman in her 50s who had cancer, and she was dying. And so the lady said to the nun, I don't want any religion. I'm an atheist. I want nothing like that. So just, if you can work with that, I'm good. And so the nun agreed to not bring any religious talk into the equation. But the woman, what she was doing is she was married, and every single day she was cooking for her husband. And this story kind of brought me to tears. So she cooked for her husband not only for the meals of that day, but she cooked for the time when she would be gone, so that her husband would have food for a long time to come, even without her being physically present. So she bought an extra freezer, and she would make all these meals to put into the ice chest for him to have food when she's gone. And the nun was observing that, and she also realized this lady was using very little pain medication, hardly any. And that was pretty amazing because it was her focus on the other, on compassion for another, that made it possible for her to have the energy, to have the motivation, and to do it without painkillers, that service to another. And that was so beautiful. So the nun realized that even if somebody is a professed atheist, if they have compassion, they are connected. It really doesn't matter what label we give ourselves or each other, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, atheist. It just doesn't matter. And it's in the action that's where the truth shows up. So I really was very touched by that story. And so I want to share something else with you, making a little experiment. So if you want to close your eyes for a moment, I'm going to put a little music on. And just change the vantage point of how we relate to life. So what if we decide to look at this life, this world, and everyone in our life from the perspective of the mother, Amma, the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother is the mother of all creation. It is that aspect of God, Creator, that is the manifest visible, where all the observable phenomena are happening. Within her mind and heart, all things unfold. So how does Amma, the mother, the great compassionate mother, look upon her children, her creation? When we look at from the vantage point of the mother, maybe we look at somebody who brings us trouble or upset in a different way. Maybe we can see that person as a child that has some trouble, that needs more love, more attention perhaps. So how does the mother and the perspective of the mother change the feeling and our relationship to everything, even this world? We would hold this world in our heart. Yes, we would have tears about her suffering and her trouble, but we would still embrace her with love and with a beautiful love light, allowing her to unfold. We get out of the feeling of the hurt, of the frightened inner child that has felt helpless and needy and couldn't find what she needed or wanted. When we see things through the eyes of the mother and feel for a moment that it's your creation, this whole world is yours, what would you do with it? Since there is free will, you would open your heart to it. You would love it and embrace it and just beam as much love and light as you could. I shared with Barbara earlier that we are like acupuncture needles. So each one of us is in exactly the right place where we need to be. And we are inserting in the whole web of life, that particular energy that only we individually can bring to it in a particular acupuncture point in the system, which will give it energy, which will free the flow of energy. So whether we have a big ministry or a tiny one, it doesn't matter. We are very, very much in the right place at the right time, and we are very needed exactly where we are. We are exactly in the right spot, so to speak. So our soul has chosen to experience this life story that is unfolding in its own way, and it's playing out just like it was designed to play out. And when we see it from that perspective, it makes all the difference. So reflect for a moment, how much have you grown and gained resilience and wisdom in the last few years, especially from the challenges in your life? So some of the things I've noticed that myself in the past and many others that I observe, that we carry a sort of tension against life. So we kind of miss things or people. We miss something and we suffer life. And that is one of the ways that I would like to shift, by putting my awareness and attention on stopping missing life, on focusing that it's everything I ever wanted is already here. So that those new worlds where no one has gone before, is already here, and it's waiting for my awareness to open up and to put my attention there so I can see it. Like the shamans of the Native Americans who would stand on the shore when the first ships came of the white settlers. And the whole tribe, all the people, could not see the ships. They just couldn't, because there was no context. They had no reference point. So they couldn't see it. But the shamans could, because they had trained themselves to go to places internally where no one else would go willingly, because some of those places can be scary. The unknown, the great unknown, where feet may fail, there I find you in the mystery. And so I am training this mind to see things that I couldn't see before, and to not be afraid of it, but to meet them, and then with my divine beloved to offer them up into the light and to allow them to transform naturally. I'm not trying to fix them. I'm not trying to heal the inner child even. I'm just allowing her pain to be seen, felt, and heard, and then to offer her a way to the light. That's different than trying to fix it, change it. It's a co-creation. It's a cooperation with our divine source. And I believe that is the only thing that is ever going to help us truly, is to cultivate that more and more and more. And I'm just looking at the time. It's 1111. I see this all the time. I love it. All these messages of synchronicity, 333, 555, 1111. But they're just like, when we're open like that, the whole universe is talking to us. You notice it's answering all the time, and it's very playful, and it's so joyful and playful, and it wants to woo us. like a new lover, it wants to woo us. Come on, look, here are flowers for you. Here are, for example, I was in a hospital recently, and sitting in the waiting room, and I was watching all the people, coming in with walkers, and they're all like kind of caved in on themselves, and they're shuffling, and they're just carrying the burden of a hard life, of lots of burdens. And I just realized I'm there to just bless them, to just bring love into the space. And I'm sitting there just allowing that to flow through me. And this guy comes out of the office, and he looked like a very aged hippie, and almost like he looked like he didn't have a home, but he had a bouquet of flowers, and he comes straight over to me, and he hands me a flower from his bouquet. And it was a very beautifully smelling flower. It was a Sweet Williams flower. And I just have these experiences all the time wherever I go, because I no longer have this resistance, this tension against life. I've trained myself and opened myself. I still have a ways to go. I'm not perfect. But I've trained myself to open to life in a way I've never been able to. And so it just talks to me, through snake skins and flowers from strangers and just all these miracles constantly. And I'm not given the whole plan. I used to want to feel secure and have the whole plan, all the steps laid out in front of me. But life is not like that. I'm only given the next step. And now that my trust and faith has increased and is sufficiently strong, I'm fine with that next step. Just that one next step appears when it's time. And it feels like I'm putting out these antennae. I'm putting out these like feelers, and they don't have a particular agenda. They're just open. My field is open, and in a state of joy and gratitude and willing to receive. And from that state, the signs come, the answers come, the next step comes. And then I know, oh, that's the correct step. It was brought to me for a reason, and I'm meant to explore it. So it's been just the most amazing journey. And I would like to share just a few things to end the talk with. Um, what is needed, at least what is needed for me, is to tune in deeply, deeply within, and to be guided by my inner navigation system. And one of the things I realized is I used to farm out my power. I used to look for people who could do it for me or give me advice, or, even healers of all kinds or psychics or whatever, to give me a reading. But now I'm realizing all the things I was farming out, they're within me. The love, the power, the blessing, it's all within me. And this is no longer from a little self perspective. It's coming from that greater trust in source, in divine, that it works through me, through this expression. And there is such a joy in that. So to follow our inner divine navigation system is extremely important. To take a break from negative news, from social media, from anything and everything that brings down our vibration. So for me, I know what's going on in the world. I don't need to give it my attention, power, emotions, and allegiance. I can look at it with compassion and then bring blessings through. But I don't need to give it my energy in form of getting upset over it, because that will not help anything, not me or the world or anything. So going into nature, hugging a tree, walking barefoot, dancing in the sun or in the rain, connecting, reflecting, contemplating, journaling, meditating, and to keep setting the mind right on a moment by moment basis, to keep setting the mind right. When it goes astray, like this little monkey, I just keep reining it back into where, where is the truth? Where is the center? Where is the power? Where do I want to go? And I've become so clear lately of what is really important to me and what I really want. It's so clear. I want more and more and more that. That divine connection is the only thing I've ever found that made me truly happy and fulfilled. And I just want it to increase. And I know it can increase all the time. More, more, more. Very greedy for God. That's a good kind of greed. Passion. I would say it's a passion. And it's growing. The more I bring my awareness and attention to that, the more that passion is growing. And so it's this feedback loop. Like we're all in a feedback loop of our own making. What we focus on, it's like an eddy in the river of life, in that divine flow. We get into these little eddies. We get caught and we stay and we go round and round and round and round in those. But then if we can decide to swim back into the middle of the river and let the river carry us, we are fine. We're free. We're free to explore and to flow with the river. And it's very fast moving these days. It's so fast, it's making us dizzy. And the only antidote for that I found is to relax into that, to totally relax into that. Even when things seem out of control and dizzy, I have this little t-shirt where I had it made custom, and there's a little Buddha boy. He's just leaning against the wall in blissful meditation, just with this angelic smile. It's this little boy in Buddhist robes. And on top it says, relax, nothing is under control. And when I wear that shirt, I just love that message, because I came from a very controlling background where, I tried to make life okay, make myself okay by controlling as many things as I could. And now I'm going the opposite direction, releasing control and just letting go and letting God, literally. And that I found is making me happier and happier and happier and more relaxed and more trusting and more enjoying life, living life, not suffering through life, but living it. So I will end the talk portion of this service with a quote from Sri Bhagavan. He says, acceptance is letting everything come. Forgiveness is letting everything go. Love is letting everything be. Wisdom is letting all things arise, flourish, and release naturally. Awareness is restful attentiveness. All is forever well. And just for a moment, close your eyes and repeat after me, because our words have so much power. And just repeat these words. I listen to the deeper wisdom of my heart, the sacred heart, that can embrace all things and loves all of me unconditionally forever. I am worthy of it all. I come from love, and I merge back into love. And that is all that is ever happening here. So it's time for another song. And this song is called Living Water. And it is by Wu Worship. V-O-U-S. On this long road, I've seen it all, guided by my soul. One thing I found, seed in the ground, just take some time to grow. I remember in the winter what you do in the spring. God of every season, flow your love in me. Living water, river flow in me again. Fill me up, Lord, fill me up. Holy Spirit, come and overflow again. Fill me up, Lord, fill me up. Empty and clean, the vessel you need, opening to your love. The oil I have left, I pour it again. Watch as the miracle flows. I remember when in hardship, what you do with the seed. God of every harvest, flow your love in me. Living water, river flow in me again. Fill me up, Lord, fill me up. Holy Spirit, come and overflow again. Fill me up, Lord, fill me up. Living water, river flow in me again. Fill me up, Lord, fill me up. I won't stop loving